Jess here, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, it's time to play Phase 10 Chooses My TBR. So we are here to play the first Phase 10 Chooses My TBR of the new year. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. January is already shaping up to be an extremely busy month. To start things off, I'm taking part in 3 year-long challenges. One is that I'm personally trying to read my way through the alphabet, so I will be trying to read a book that starts with every letter of the alphabet. I have a tentative TBR for that, so we'll see how well I stick to it. The next is my year-long readathon, Phase Out Your Seriesathon. I have created 2 bingo boards, an easy board and a hard board to help us all work through our series. We have all year to do so. I've created a TBR for both the easy board and the hard board, and that again is another kind of tentative TBR, so we'll see how that one goes. And then the third year-long challenge is Bree from 4 Paws in a Book created a bingo board for the 25 and 25 challenge, and I have a tentative TBR for that as well. Oh, and I almost forgot there's actually a 4th one. I'm obviously doing Buzzwordathon again this year. So this year we actually have 2 different kinds of prompts. We have a regular Buzzwordathon prompt where we get a word or a generic category of words and we have to find a book. But this year, we also have ones that are related to the cover of the book. So I might as well quickly mention what I'm going to be reading. The first for the Buzzwordathon prompt is to read a book with truth or lies in the title. So I will be using my nonfiction pick of the month, The Bounty, the true story of the mutiny on the Bounty, because it has the word true in it. This was as close as I could get to this prompt. I really struggled with it and was very surprised. So this was really the only option I had. But it also meant that I didn't have to try to figure out what book I wanted to read for nonfiction because, well, I was obviously going to double up. So this is going to be my book for Truth and Lies. For the Buzzwordathon cover prompt, we needed to find a cover that had a pattern on it. So I'm going to be reading Maids of Misfortune. This is the first book in the Victorian San Francisco mystery series. So it looks like it's going to be a historical fiction mystery. I really do enjoy a good, fun historical fiction cozy mystery, so I'm hoping I enjoy this one, and I thought that the background was perfect for this prompt. I'm taking part in 3 readathons in January, the first being my own, Phase Out Your TBR. I have already posted my TBR for that. This year, instead of focusing on my owned books, I'm actually focusing on series to kind of combine it with Phase Out Your Seriesathon. And because one of my goals is to get through more of my series this year, I figured it was really good to use all of the challenges I could to really focus on my series. This readathon lasts for the entire month of January, and since it's loosely based on my TBR game, we will be working on Phase 8. I'll link the announcement video in the cards above if you would like to come join us. Then Leandra is doing TBR-a-thon, and I am doing the game board for that. I linked my TBR for that in the cards above, and that gave me some interesting prompts. And then the third one I'm doing is the first round of the Final Book Support Group of 2025, but that's not till later in January, so I will figure out my TBR closer to the date of that readathon. So I believe I've gotten everything, including my nonfiction, out of the way, which means it's time to play with this, and if you notice, it looks a little bit emptier. That's because I've taken out all of the series I finished, all of the series I've DNF'd, and all of the series that I'm up to date on, and re-rolled these, so we actually have some room to roll around, and they shouldn't go all over the floor. We're hoping that this gets progressively emptier as the year goes on. So let's see which are going to be the first 3 series I need to focus on in 2025 based on my TBR jar. We're going to go with, a red one. A purple one. It is really weird not having papers going everywhere. And another red one. So series number 1. Lore Olympus. I can do this. So in Lore Olympus, I'm currently on volume 6. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling. I really love this series, and it'll be a quick, easy read, so I'm totally fine with this one coming out of my TBR jar. Let's see, series number 2. This is another easy one. The Secret Rescuers by Paula Harrison. The next book in this series is The Baby Firebird, and this is a early middle grade series. I think it's really cute, so I'm totally down to continue it. And yeah, this one's going to be fun, and again, another quick, easy read, which I need more of. And the last one, I'm expecting something bad just because the first 2 were so nice. The Weary Dragon Inn. So the third book in this series is Secrets and Snowflakes, and we follow Bev as she solves mysteries around her town. She runs the local inn, and she's also got some amnesia, so it's been interesting seeing her journey so far in the first two books. This is a series where I took a risk, and I added, I think, book 7 to one of my TBRs, so I kind of needed to read this one, so I'm not mad at this choice at all. And none of these will be caught up, so that means they all get to go back in my TBR jar. I know volume 7 of Lore Olympus is out because I own that. I don't know when volume 8 is going to come out, maybe this year, because I don't think volume 7 is the last one. And like I said, I definitely have some Weary Dragon Inn ones, and I think I have 3 or 4 more books in the Secret Rescuer series. So they can easily go back in here, and maybe I will pull them again next month. But we'll mix them up, and I'm sure we'll mix them up again between now and next month. So we get to put this away, and I get to focus on this. So to start off, I said that I was going to leave November's punishment or reward for January because I didn't know where it was, but I had time to finish, and I actually did. Which means I still have my no punishments next month reward in my back pocket, along with remove 1 book from TBR. So let's get these. Let's grab this right here for November's reward. And it's a green 5. And I'll go with this one. So the prompt for green 5 comes down and the reward goes up. Today is December 26th, and I still have To Kill a Mockingbird and Once Upon an Eid to read. You would think, given that I had a stop TBR reward last month, that I would have ripped through my TBR, but December has been crazy. I've been trying to catch up on my videos. I'm this close to being caught up, so reading has kind of taken a backseat, but I see no reason that I won't finish both of these in the last 2 days of the month, so I'm also going to take a reward for December. So here we have my cards. I have not shuffled the green 5 back in, but we'll go with this one, and it's a red 8. And I'm feeling this one. So the red 8 prompt will come down, and the reward will go up. And we'll take the 8 and the 5 and slide them both, maybe, if it'll let me, back into the deck. And we'll give this a shuffle, just because I'm not going for 8s or 5s. So it would be nice if I had at least an opportunity to pull my rewards this month. We'll see how it goes. It is a month where that stop TBR would come in handy if it came out like on 2, but alas, that's not back in the deck because I never put the reward back in the following month. So the only reward I'm sure I won't be getting, besides the ones that I've currently got banked, are the stop TBR reward, because I did indeed get that last month. Everything else is up for grabs. We're just mixing the prompts back in. Even though I don't know what they were, I'd at least like to give them a chance to get back on the board. So, that being said, I can get in to draw number 1. We're starting off with a yellow 11. The prompt for yellow 11 is different culture. So for this, I'm going to read Guilt and Readathons. This is the 5th book in the Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery series. This definitely features a different culture to mine. Our main character, Leela, spends a lot of time with her family and helping out at her aunt's restaurant, while also tending to have to investigate some sort of murder during the books. We see a lot of her culture, and I would expect that to feature heavily in book 5, even though I don't quite know how it will feature. So I think this is a perfect book to add to my TBR, and it would catch me up in a series. We'll replace that with this and go for draw number 2, which is a red 8. Y'all. The board is already being nice to me, which makes me think there's about 3 wilds sitting here. Red 8 is read a book under 200 pages. I can do that I'm going to read The Baby Firebird by Paula Harrison. This is 115 pages. It just came out of my TBR jar, so I think I should absolutely stick it on my Phase 10 TBR and give myself a bit of an easy one. We'll replace that with this and go for draw number 3, which is a blue 2. The prompt for blue 2 is published in your birth month. For published in my birth month, I'm going to read A Smoking Bun by L.A. Alexander. This was published according to Goodreads on February 20th, which is within the month of February. This was a series I hoped to catch up on last year, and it just took me forever to get my hands on a copy of the newest book. And I believe another book has come out since then, so I'm a little bit behind. This is book, I think, 18 in the Bake Shop Mystery series. We follow Jules, who moves back home to help her mom with the bake shop that her mom and dad opened. I enjoy this series for the most part, and I'm excited to dive back in and possibly actually catch up on the series for real in 2025. We'll replace that with this and go to draw number 4, which is a blue 5. I got excited there for a second, but it's a green 5 I need. Green 5 is the reward. The prompt for blue 5, however, is BIPOC Rep. For BIPOC Rep, I'm going to read The Witch's Apprentice by Zetta Elliott. This is the 3rd book in the Dragons in a Bag series. I've really enjoyed the first 2, and I'm very, very excited to dive into the 3rd one. These are fun little middle grades, and I don't know what we're up to in this one. But, like I said, I'm really excited to be back in this world and to get to reconnect with these characters. So, Witch's Apprentice, my book for BIPOC Rep. We'll replace that with this and go on to draw number 5. And there's my green 5. Okay. This is fine. This is not weird at all. I have Void a Wild. So even if a wild comes up, I can say, oh no you don't. This is exciting. We'll replace that with this. And because that is not a book, we're going to draw a card for the book, and it's going to be a yellow 10. So we're just going to stick this here. The prompt for yellow 10 is green on the cover. For green on the cover, I'm going to read River of Secrets. I did not get to this in December like I hoped, and I'm just not going to have time. This is the 2nd book in the Bamboo Kingdom series. I recently reread book 1, and now I'm going to work to reread book 2 so that I can hopefully reread book 3 in January and continue my journey with the series. This follows pandas who are separated at birth during a great flood. They don't know the other exists, and then a prophecy comes to light that is going to bring these 3 pandas back together. I don't love this as much as I love Warriors, but I do think it's a fun little series, and I'm excited to dive back in. We'll replace that with this and go on to draw number 6, which is a red 11. The prompt for red 11, library book. For library book, I'm going to go with The Color of Revenge by Cornelia Funke. This is the 4th book in the Ink World series. I really, really wanted to get to this in December, and it's another one I just did not have time to pick up. I loved the original 3 books in the Ink World series. I am very curious to see what we're going to be doing in this one and why the author thought we needed a 4th book. So looking forward to diving back into this series. We'll replace that with this and go into draw number 7, which is a blue 6. The prompt for blue 6 is new to me author. For new to me author, I'm going to go with Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. This is a debut author, so anybody who reads this book is reading a new to me author. I've heard this is kind of a locked door mystery, I believe, with a bit of a fantastical twist. I've also heard mixed reviews about it, so I'm hoping I fall into the category that really enjoys it, because this book is absolutely stunning and I want to love it, just so I don't have to unhaul a pretty book. We'll replace that with this and go into draw number 8, which is a blue 4. The prompt for blue 4 is finish a series. For Finish a Series, I'm going to go with Nightfall in New York. This is the fourth and final book in the Taylor and Rose Secret Agents series, and I'm really excited to wrap the series up. I will have to read book 3 first, because this is another series I did not manage to get back to in December like I had hoped, but I'm very excited to wrap this series up, and, well, this has assured me that I will get through this series and the final 2 books in January. Let's replace that with this and go to draw number 9, which is a green 7. Wow. This is being really nice to me. Green 7 is nonfiction. And to the shock of no one, I'm going with The Bounty, the true story of the mutiny on the Bounty. This is my nonfiction. This is my nonfiction for Phase 10 now. And, of course, like I said, it's my Buzz Readathon pick, so this is, like, the easiest choice I could possibly make. We'll replace that with this and go on to our final draw. Draw number 10 is a yellow 6. Ooh, no. Oh, Chris, y'all were yelling at me, weren't you? I'm going to put this 6 over here because I already borked it by putting this 6 here because I completely forgot about my phase. Oh, y'all were yelling at me when I put this over here, didn't you? Oh, Chris, I could be this close. Well, I don't have a green 3 over there, so I'll go with the yellow 7 since that's close to a yellow 6. The prompt for yellow 7 is the Wordle word. I may regret this. So I have not done Wordle yet today. So give me a minute. I'll play it and I'll come back to you. So I have played Wordle and it took me an extremely long time and I still didn't get it. And the word was affix or affix. A-F-F-I-X. And I had to look up what it meant because I looked at it and went, I don't know what this word means. So affix means to attach something. So like if you put a stamp on an envelope. And I looked at my books and went, yeah, I don't see anything. But affix is essentially a suffix, a prefix. Some sort of attachment to a word. So like turning quick into quickly. The ly on quickly would be an affix. So I'm going with the greatest EST kingdom. Because EST would be an affix. So yeah, this is not at all what I wanted to do, but I literally spent ages looking at the books that I had already hoped to get to in January, and the closest I could get is the letter S, which is technically a suffix, but I felt like was kind of cheating, like secrets and snowflakes. Those S's are technically suffixes, which are technically affixes. And I felt like that was cheating and I should try to go for something a little bit harder. So we're going to go with The Greatest Kingdom. This is the third and final book in the Clock of Stars series. This is one of the books I'm reading for Finish a Trio of Trilogies for the hardboard for Phase Out Your Series-a-thon. So it's not like it's not a book I wouldn't be getting to, hopefully in the next 12 months. Anyways, I've enjoyed this series, but I was really hoping to not have to put this chunker on my TBR. But we're going to go with it because, well, I have a lot of cards in my back pocket. So that's my TBR. We'll replace this so it's all ready for next month. It was somewhat nice to me. So I still have remove one book from a TBR, and I know I could do that, but this is a relatively nice TBR, so I don't really want to. I have no punishments next month, so if I don't finish my TBR, I'm safe. And I have Void of Wild, which I didn't get, so I'm fine. I also, again, somewhere around my room, have a combine 2 prompts reward. I may just have to rewatch the video because I think one of you all suggested it and rewrite the piece of paper because I just don't know where it went. But I have a whole ton of rewards going into February, so I think I'm just going to stick with this and see how it goes. So yeah, that is the end of my Phase 10 TBR. I also want to mention that I will be reading The Final Empire, which is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, because I am reading through the Cosmere with Omi, so if anybody wants to join us in our read through the Cosmere, let us know. And I managed to talk Omi into reading Into the Wild, the very first book in the Warrior series, so we will also be buddy reading the first arc in the Warrior series starting in January with Into the Wild. Again, if you'd like to join us, let me know. We'd love to have you and talk to you about either The Final Empire or Into the Wild. But yeah, those are my January plans. I've got quite a few of them. I'm pretty sure as it stands right now to read every book that I would like to get to in January, including stuff I've rolled over from December, I need to read like 600 pages a day. So that's going to be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's my TBR for January. What is a book you're hoping to get to in January? Let me know in the comment section below. All of my social media is linked in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me ship emojis since I'm going to be reading about the bounty. And this is a voyage, which I believe is on a ship. So lots of ships involved in my books this month. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!